Today on the 71 Jimmy build, we're looking at the leaks, of course. This whole process took months, and there were lots of other things done between the leak investigations on the Jimmy, but we're putting it all together in one place for you. When we first inspected the Jimmy, leaks were a major problem.
It's got a lot of issues on it. It's a little cantankerous.
Power steering pump leaking, power steering gearbox leaking out of the input shaft. I think the starter's leaking oil. So we got a starter that's leaking. Valve covers are leaking. Oil filter is leaking. Oh, the transmission pan is leaking badly.
Is there anything that's not leaking that may be a shorter list?
Chris is rebuilding the transfer case as a first step in addressing the oil leaks.
Transfer case, I overhauled it because all those 205s have the same bearing that goes bad. I know what I'm looking for when I go in there. And of course, that one was bad. So I made sure I put that bearing in there, and that transfer case wasn't holding oil. The transmission had leaked transmission fluid in the transfer case. The transfer case does not properly lubricate with AOD fluid in it. It really needs that 90 weight gear oil like a differential. So we had to fix that. There was no way around it, or the transfer case wouldn't live because the gears would always run hot. The lift is in the way and it's so heavy.
I come to the back and Chris has it on the jack stand all by itself, and he's trying to get it to line up and push everything in.
Because it's so heavy. I can't keep a strap around it because the strap is in the way.
It really needs two people, and Davey was busy at the moment, and it's pretty precarious. He's got to get it back up into the car, get it lined up, and get it re-secured. I helped him install all the bolts because I have really little fingers, and I can reach places that he cannot.
Zip them down. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, I messed up my manicure.
You know, when we got the truck in here, it was just so covered in oil. Everything was leaking. It's like a chorus, you know what I mean? How do you pick out the singer that's out of tune? And it was sort of the same thing. I had to stop a bunch of the leaks to narrow down the last of the leaks. We thought it was a front seal, and it turned out to be a front pump. And that's two totally different animals. A front seal is easily replaced. A front pump is taking a trip to the transmission shop.
Unfortunately, there's more going on between the transmission and transfer case. We're going to have to pull the transmission as well.
The engine and transmission is a lot easier to pull out as one unit in this truck than it is to pull them out individually.
He's sitting on the ground.
Cherry pickers aren't really designed to pick motors up off of trucks with 35-inch tires, and our overhead crane just didn't quite have enough height for a truck that tall. I don't think we're gonna have enough room to get it out, Davey.
We're gonna have to take tires off of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it all the way up.
Go as far as you can go.
We dropped the wheels off of it and got it as close to the floor as we could get it, and cleared as much of the stuff out of our way as we could get it. We sort of fudged the overhead crane a little bit.
Yeah, I suppose we're gonna get it with. We keep working on these big trucks. We're gonna have to get a bigger crane. Baby, give me a little bit more. Just a little bit more is all we need, man.
TP.
Oh, hold up. The flex plate's catching.
We were like this close to coming out. So once we got just enough height on it and the truck just about laying in the floor. Remember when I said it's probably easier to pull the motor out? I stand corrected. We're sending this transmission to Andy to rebuild because we don't really do them here. But I'll be doing the motor work.
The rebuilt 71 Jimmy transmission should be back soon from Andy. Chris is handling the motor in-house.
I took the motor apart because it was leaking profusely from everywhere. So I had to cure that. When at all possible, we get the one-piece gasket. What was in there was a 4-piece like this one. And you stick one there, and then this one down that side, this one down this side, and then you glue all the corners, and they always leak. It's almost a brand new engine. The customer's really lucky, because I'm sure he didn't really realize that at some point somebody had put a new engine in it. So I was glad to find, something that just was not beat to death on that truck. I'm a Ford guy through and through. And that was the only Chevrolet I ever owned that I ever really loved. I had one that had 39-inch tires on it, and it almost got us arrested at the Virginia Beach oceanfront. Apparently there's a no dancing in the back of the truck ordinance, but who knew?
We finally caught a break on the Jimmy motor where there wasn't significantly more work than expected. Miracles do happen.
I'm pretty happy with it. So hopefully it won't be so tough going back in. I won't have the transmission hooked to the engine this time. I'll put the transmission in separate. It'll be sitting there waiting for the engine to drop in instead of me trying to line all that stuff up at the same time. So for me, it was easier to pull it out in one piece, a lot easier to put it back in two.
The rebuilt 71 Jimmy transmission is back.
We had Andy go into it because it was leaking from the front pump, and you really need a transmission guy to fix those. And when he pulled it apart to put the pump in it, he said, the clutches are burned up, the steel's smoked, and she was ready for an overhaul. He put new clutches, new bands, new pump, new seals, he did all the things. We had to set it on something because we couldn't leave it just dangling.
Now the motor can be reinstalled.
Hey, baby, can you come out on me, bud?
Yeah. The transmission needs to go up.
Can you tilt it back?
Tilt it back. Also have to bring the truck back or bring the truck forward.
Gracias, senor. Thank you for your help. Thank you.
With the motor, transmission, and transfer case all resealed and rebuilt as needed, it looks like the oil leaks are under control. Should be smooth sailing from now, right?
I got it all back together and got it back in the truck, and I got all the things done, and I went to pressurize the system to verify I don't have any leaks. And under that pressure test, I had some water leaks. Until I get it to hold water, though, I'm not gonna get it so hot I can't handle it. It's just stupid to just go that route. I went through and I hand machined all the surfaces. I get it all flat and square and all the oxidation pock marks and all that. I had to get all that out, get it all, and then glue it. So right now I got my fourth time. It's gonna work this time, because if it doesn't, probably have to pull the intake off and change it. Hey, Davey. Yep. You come here for just a sec, bud. Kill it, dude. Kill it.